Hi, welcome to Thermodynamics. I'm Professor Sivakumar. Currently, I'm working as Associate Professor in the Department of Automobile Engineering, Kumarogu College of Technology. I'm happy to connect with you through this video. We'll move on to the subject. Let's take a look at the fundamentals, basic units of certain important parameters required for thermodynamics. Energy is expressed as joules. Heat is a transient form of energy. Again, it is expressed as joules. Work, there are two types of work. One is mechanical work and the other one is thermodynamic. Mechanical work is a physical force applied on a body which makes the body to move. It's called work done. Force multiplied by distance is called work done. That is Newton meter, which is equal to joules. Thermodynamic work means the expansion of gases will move a metal part or any body. Like for example, in engine, the piston is moved by the expansion of hot gases. So that is called thermodynamic work. Again, the work is expressed as joules. So we have a connection with heat, energy, and work, and power again. Power is rate of work done, joules per second. It's called watts. In electrical power, we say watts. Mechanical power, we say it's work done, shaft work. If you express in terms of rate of work done, then it becomes watts. Because mechanical work is coupled to a generator, a shaft is coupled to a generator which develops electricity. So we can equate heat, work, and power. Okay. Specific heat capacity. Any material, any substance has its own heat bearing capacity. To rise 1 degree of temperature of 1 unit mass of a body by supplying heat energy, that is called specific heat capacity. For example, if you take water 1 kilogram, it needs 4.18 kilojoules of heat energy per kilogram per Kelvin rise of temperature. So that is expressed as uh, Cp and Cv, specific heat capacity, at constant pressure, at constant volume. It depends upon the type of process that we will discuss later. Internal energy. It's a molecular energy. Any substance has its own energy. Say for example, water 1 kilogram has certain energy. The same water, if it is converted into steam, the energy will be increased. That is called total energy or enthalpy. It is expressed as H. Enthalpy is U plus PV. That we'll see in detail later. Enthalpy is the total energy of the system, internal energy, and its own energy of the system. Entropy is a disorder of a system. So these units are for internal energy, it's kilojoules per kilogram. Enthalpy, it's kilojoules per kilogram. All specific quantities. So specific enthalpy, specific uh, uh, internal energy. We say that entropy is a disorder of a system. The energy unavailable to you to do useful work. That is called entropy. It is expressed as kilojoules per kilogram per Kelvin. And universal gas constant, kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin. These are all the fundamental units repeatedly we will be using in thermodynamic problems. Let's take a look at what is a thermodynamic system. Any region in space considered for analysis where heat and work is interacting across the boundary. So a system is a confined zone, space, so that has a boundary and separated by surrounding and the system. So we have a system which is anything, any mass, any gases, any liquid, any working fluid inside the system. And the wall of the system is called the boundary. And outside the boundary, anything is called surrounding. System, boundary, surrounding put together constitute the universe. So the heat and work will be like we can supply work to the system or we can get work from the system. Similarly, we can supply heat to the system or heat can be rejected from the system. So further to thermodynamic system, we can classify thermodynamic system into closed system, open system, isolated system. In a closed system, mass remains constant. Only heat is exchanged between the across the boundary. In an open system, simultaneously both mass as well as the heat will be transferred through the wall to the surroundings. The examples of open systems are any thermodynamic equipment, say nozzle, pump, compressor, diffuser, heat exchanger, all uh, equipments are called open system where flow process takes place, simultaneous input and exit of fluids will be happening. In a closed system, IC engine is an example of a closed system. For compression, power, these two processes, the mass of the substance inside the cylinder remains constant. So that is taken to be a closed system where heat is converted into work. Heat can be transferred across the boundary to the surrounding. Isolated system, no heat transfer, no mass transfer, which means a thermal flask. As long as the hot fluid is inside the flask, the temperature is constant and the mass of the substance remains constant. That is called the isolated system. So, moving on to the relationship between heat, work, and power. Heat is expressed as Q. The expression mCp delta T is nothing but mass of the substance, specific heat capacity of the substance, and change in temperature. That is called delta T. This unit is kilojoules. On the right side, you can see how the units are finally cancelled each other, and the final form of heat energy is kilojoules. In case of a closed system, the work done takes the formula integral P into dV. Because the volume keeps changing, if you take an IC engine, before compression and after compression, you can say V1 and V2, initial volume and final volume. Or the total cylinder volume becomes a clearance volume after compression. Because the boundary is moving, the volume is changing in engine. So that is called work done. It's called thermodynamic work. And P into dV gives you integral dV becomes V. Substitute the limits, you'll get V2 minus V1. And the units are for pressure it is Newton per meter square and the volume is meter cube. And if you combine, you will get meter squared and meter squared cancelled, and you will have Newton meter, which is nothing but joules. That is the energy is equivalent to energy. Work is the other form of energy. Heat is one form of energy. It is a transient form of energy. Secondly, for open system, the work done is integral P into dP. Take a pump, a known volume of water or any fluid is taken into the pump, and the pressure from the low pressure region to high pressure region. Say, for example, sump to tank, the pressure is changed. So it is V into dP. Again, the unit becomes joules, and power is nothing but rate of work done, which is watts. So we have heat is converted into mechanical work is converted into power. This is happening in any power station. That is how electricity is generated. So we have a relevance with electrical energy, which is high grade energy. We have thermodynamics has a relevance with mechanical work, say pump, compressor, diffuser, heat exchanger, engine, turbine, nozzle, diffuser, any device. So and heat is by burning any burnable fuel, it releases heat. So heat is a low grade energy. Electricity is high grade energy. Thermodynamics plays a vital role in any mechanical engineering system. In general, human body is a thermodynamic system where our body should be maintained at a particular temperature. Our body exchanges heat to the surrounding. In winter and summer, the body temperature um, is changing according to the environment. So all this will be analyzed. If somebody is interested, thermodynamics is an area of research for uh, engineering, science, and many more. This I already explained: the closed system, open system, and isolated system. So take a quick look at it. Only heat transfer across the boundary is called a closed system. IC engine is the example. Open system, both heat and mass transfer across the boundary. Pump, compressor, turbine, nozzle, diffuser, heat exchanger are the examples of open system. Isolated system, no heat or mass transfer across the boundary, is totally isolated. Um, Thermal flask is an example. Thermal storage systems are, say, phase change materials are used to maintain a constant temperature. These are all coming under isolated system. Moving on to law of thermodynamics. Starting from zeroth law, first law, second law, and third law. Zeroth law talks about law of equilibrium. Any body will be uh, will be brought to the same temperature. That is called the law of equilibrium. And law of conservation of energy, everybody is familiar from physics. So that is the basis for first law. For equipment, thermodynamic equipment, say engine or pump or any closed system or open system, the first law is applied. Q is a heat transfer, or W is our transfer. Say the difference between Q and W is called change in energy that is going to remain in the universe. That we will expand further later. And second law is called the law of entropy, because the available energy, sometimes due to disorder or due to losses, due to internal friction among the fluid, you are unable to get the maximum efficiency or power from the available energy in thermodynamic equipment. That is due to entropy. The second law deals with availability or reversibility or quality of the uh, equipment. The first law deals with only quantity, how much heat is supplied, how much work is produced, and the difference is change in energy. And second law deals with how efficient the engine or turbine or the pump or the compressor or the heat exchanger. All this comes under second law. And third law, it's philosophical. Absolute zero is impossible, and bringing to 0 Kelvin is not possible. If a body or uh, any system comes to 0 Kelvin, which means the world has come to rest. This slide explains zeroth law of thermodynamics. We have three systems: system A, system B, system C. In order to make better understanding, I made it like the coffee is one system, ice cream is one system, and room is the third system. Initially, coffee will be at high temperature, 50 degrees or so. Ice cream will be 0 degree centigrade. So it will be in different phase also. Ice cream will be in a solid state. Coffee will be in a liquid state. It's hot. The room is a space where room temperature is say 30 degrees centigrade. If you allow for some time, coffee gets cold, and the temperature of the coffee also becomes 30 degree, equivalent to room, which means the system A is in equilibrium with system C. And similarly, the ice cream system B, if you allow it to cool, the ice cream melts. After some time, it becomes a liquid, and the temperature of the ice cream becomes equivalent to room temperature, 30 degrees centigrade. Which means system B is also in thermally equilibrium with room system C. So that arrow mark indicates if system A and B are individually in equilibrium with system C, obviously then system A and B are in equilibrium with each other. This is just a concept. It deals with um, any body, can be brought to same temperature, or it can be in equilibrium, thermally in equilibrium with other temperature. If you have to analyze a thermodynamic system, how it functions, or what is the purpose of a system, and what are the processes, and we should understand certain terminologies, namely state, thermodynamic process, thermodynamic path, and thermodynamic cycle. This PV diagram, pressure versus volume diagram, indicates a curve from state 1 to state 2. State 1 indicates pressure 1 and volume 1, the corresponding coordinates. At what pressure it remains and at what volume it is occupying in the system. So that tells you the condition of the system. It can be any mixture of gases or any fluid, working fluid in any of the systems. So that decides that describes the state, thermodynamic state. It can move from state 1 to state 2 by changing the state. If there is a change in the state, that is called the process has taken place. So if a change of state occurs, that means a process is taking place. That is called thermodynamic process. Compression is a process where pressure is increasing, volume is decreasing. And heat addition is a process where the hot fluid will be at very high temperature and it expands, the volume will change, and the temperature will go up, and the total energy will go up. So that is called a change of state, which means process. And path, if you take the path 1 and path 2, there are two different paths. The thermodynamic system undergoes two processes from state 1 to state 2 using path 1. Again, it goes back to state 1 using the path 2. It is not going through the same path 1, which means that is not possible. By tracing the same path, which means it goes back to the initial state without the trace. That is the meaning of reversibility. For example, a cracker, after cracking, it cannot become a cracker. Similarly, a petrol, after burning, it cannot become a petrol. So, burning of a petrol is a process. Fluid becomes gas and it vaporizes, it catches fire, and it turns into a different state. So, path means set of equilibrium states traced during the process is called path. Uh, Finally, cycle means a set of processes where initial and final state are same. If you take this diagram, state 1 to state 2, it traces through a path 1, and tracing a path 2, it comes back to state 1. Thereby, at the end of the set of two processes, it comes back to its original state. Thereby, it completes a cycle. This is called thermodynamic cycle. Moving on to first law of thermodynamics. Q minus W equal to delta U, where Q is heat transfer, W is work transfer, and delta U is change in energy. We have already discussed what is Q, what is W, and what is internal energy. This expression holds good for a single process, a thermodynamic process. For a cyclic process, if you take a cycle, because the um, integral change in energy from initial to final, once the initial state becomes the same as final state becomes same as initial, the change in energy becomes zero. The delta U, integral delta U becomes zero because it comes back to its original state. That is why the sum of heat transfers during a cyclic process minus sum of work transfer during the cyclic process equal to zero. This is for a cyclic process. We have to uh, carefully note the difference. For a single process, Q minus W equal to delta U. For a cyclic process, sigma Q minus sigma W equal to zero. This table tells you various processes. We have There are many processes. Right now we are dealing with only 5 processes, and the corresponding heat transfer, work transfer, and change in internal energy are listed in the table. This is a handy tool for you to solve a problems. The first one, isobaric process, which means constant pressure process. During the process, the pressure remains constant. The heat transfer is calculated using mCp delta T, the same expression. What is first law? Q minus W equal to delta U. If you apply the formula for the first process, Q can be calculated using this expression, minus W can be, work done can be used using the relation integral P dV, P into change in volume D2 minus V1, because the pressure remains constant, so it is taken as P into V2 minus V1. Uh, the difference between Q minus W is equal to mCV delta T. Invariably, irrespective of the process, always the change in energy is expressed as mCV delta T, where Cp and Cv are specific heat capacity at constant pressure, specific heat capacity at constant volume. While solving problems, this will be made very clear. Second process is isochoric process. The heat transfer is, because it is constant volume, the work done is zero actually, because P into dV, change in volume, is going to be V1 equal to V2. So the work done is going to be zero for a constant volume process. Hence, the change in internal energy mCV delta T is equal to Q. Q equal to delta U here in this case, because W is zero. So we are applying the first law for each processes. That is the meaning. An isothermal process where the work done is given as P1 V1 logarithm of V2 by V1. This can be obtained using the expression W equal to integral PdV. This can be solved. Later doubt clarifying sessions we can solve this, how this expression is arrived. Now Q equal to W for isothermal process, because the change in internal energy is zero for isothermal process. Adiabatic process or isotropic process means there is no heat transfer during the process. So Q becomes zero, and the expression for W is given as, or derived like P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1, where gamma is the ratio of specific heat capacities, that which means Cp by Cv. The value of gamma is 1.4, which is constant, that holds good always. For this process, the W equal to delta U. Using this table, we can solve any problem, set of problems, cyclic processes. You can solve a problem to find the corresponding state, pressure, volume, and the total energy, and we can uh, prove the first law for cyclic process. The last one is a polytropic process, where W plus delta U is called Q, and the change in internal energy is expressed as mCV delta T, and the work done is P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1, where n is the polytropic index. It can take any value from 1 to infinity. If n becomes 1, the process becomes isothermal. If n becomes 1.4, the process becomes adiabatic. Same way, this table is for open system, and if you look at the W work done formula, it becomes V into dP. I have already explained for pump and compressors. Work done is for a constant volume, pressure is changing for pump and compressor. So if you look at the isobaric process, same way the table is listed here. You can take down this table. This can be shared with you. So this is useful for solving problems. We'll continue in the next video from second law of thermodynamics. Thank you.